This is going to be a look at the Jaguars' absolutely dominant performance in LA against the Chargers. I don't think anyone would have predicted that score. Well, maybe there would have been some people a couple of weeks ago before the season started that would have predicted 38-10 in the Chargers' favor. You watch that game, and I watched the first five possessions, and you watch the gameplay, the way the Jaguars guys take on blocks, the way they attack on defensive fly to the football. They play that game 10 times. That score looks like a 38-10 game, 4 or 5 of those occasions. Certainly the Chargers have talent. If they're completely healthy, maybe it's a different equation. But the way they looked on the field, the first 4 or 5 possessions, absolute shutdown. Chargers fell behind by deficits of 13-0, 16-7 at home at the half. And you'd have to think, regardless of who's out there at receiver, what the status of the left tackle Slater is, in the second half, you'd think they would come with a better performance. They got blown out 22-3 in the third and fourth quarters at home by Jacksonville. Really scary if you're a Chargers fan at this point. Certainly believe in the talent level they have, the ability they have to execute. But they look like they're in a precarious position right now as it relates to Week 3. And I think pretty much most people are when they go against this Jags defense. I think the front 7 group or the front 6 is a different level speed than most people are used to seeing. And I think that sometimes at the beginning of games, the Jaguars' defense being dominant proves my point there. It illustrates that they're incredibly fast, incredibly athletic, and they fly to the football. I'm not sure you're going to beat them on full flow stuff. So we're going to take a look at the first 4 possessions. Just so you know, the first possession, 3 plays, punt. 3 plays, 3 yards, punt. Second possession, 3 plays, 9 yards, punt. Third possession for the Chargers, 1 play, interception. And the fourth possession, 5 plays, 3 yards, fumble, turnover. Unbelievably dominant by the Jaguars defense, particularly early in the game. There's something to be said for that, coming out prepared for what the other team's going to show you, and then being able to be dominant initially and stop what they want to do. Run play, first play of the game. I want to show this safety and Josh Allen being on the side of the tight end. Everybody's going to be flowing this way as the offense, and Josh Allen's going to try to beat this tight end across his face, and then they're bringing the safety. No respect for Herbert keeping the football, and the Chargers are a big RPO team, so you would have thought after this you would get some situations where they would mesh like this with Herbert and the running back, and then backside off screen to our right, the offense's left, there'll be a slant coming in behind that number 2, something to hold him with. As it is, there's nothing left to hold him. But watch these guys beat blocks. Watch 95. The backside shade or 1 technique. Just splits it. I mean, that's poor by the Chargers offensive line, don't get me wrong. Just absolutely splits it, destroys the play in the backfield. 2 comes in and cleans it off. Young, fast, they fly to the ball. Second down, that first possession, you can see an 8-man front's been created. A lot of the coverage stuff that they were playing forced Herbert to throw the ball underneath. Now, I know there's been a lot of discussion about, how far he's throwing the ball downfield, etc. There's not a whole lot of pressure here yet. Trayvon Walker, one of my favorite guys to watch so far this year because of how physical he is trying to collapse this pocket by pushing the right tackle back into his lap. But at the time that Herbert's making his read, you can see he's looking over here. There's 3 Jaguars players kind of accounting for the hook to curl. Really unusual that you see 3 guys spaced out in that manner. I have to believe that Devin Lloyd maybe should have been over here a little bit further. But in any case, the route combination they had, nothing was available for Herbert, or at least he didn't think so. Short pass out into the flats. Look at the recovery. Those guys are 2 of the players I just highlighted. (41, 23), and then there's Lloyd. Throws the ball from the other hash, outside the bottom of the numbers. There's 41 and 23. Fast, reactive. Maybe you could get them on some stuff where they're reacting to the quarterback. In any case, last play of the first possession here. Looks like he's got a clean pocket to throw from. Looks like you got a well-delivered football, very decisive. Herbert was in his throw there. They're trying to bring some pass rush, bringing 5. No one's able to get there, even though Allen is able to win on the top side in terms of getting around the edge, but Herbert still has a clean pocket to step up into. You would think this would be a completion. Nope. Great job by the recovering DB. Timing to get the football out of there, intended for Mike Williams. They're an interesting team to me. All right, second possession. 3 plays, 9 yards, punt. Again, 7-man front created. Play action pass. Drop back pass, no play action. Running back is flaring out to the read side after protecting, and that's all he's got. He doesn't have anything, apparently, to throw the ball over the top of, so everything is underneath so far. The Jaguars are getting a little bit of pressure from that same D tackle that defeated the run scheme on the first play. He's in a 3 technique now, number 95. Other than that, it's not like there's a whole lot of pressure. They only sacked Herbert one time. These guys are athletic as hell. They get after the ball. Look at the convergence on the running back. I know we called it underneath. They just look incredibly fast and athletic to me. Fly to the football. I think you're going to have to trick them in some ways, get them flowing in one direction, and have something come back the other way. Hold on, I think the left tackle here pushes the Chargers back even further. You can see Allen has beat him, and Slater, this is before he got hurt, is holding clearly. They call it. Trayvon Walker almost gets a sack. Herbert is forced to throw it into the ground. So repeat second down, a little bit lighter box because it's a longer distance situation. Herbert, for once, gets a completion, downfield, kind of in between two zone defenders. And the Chargers appear to be in business. They've taken a 2nd and long, and they've turned it into a 3rd and 1. Under center, you got Eckler back here in the backfield, 3rd and 1. Little toss play to the boundary. Trayvon Walker is having none of it. Watch Walker deal with this pin down block and just eliminate it. You can't do this to Trayvon Walker. You just cannot. They're trying to pin him with number 7 and then pull the tackle around here. It's just a mismatch in the Jaguars' favor. Trayvon Walker just runs that guy where he wants to run him, and because it's the boundary side, the short side of the field, Trayvon Walker is able to be there on the sideline. You also have a force defender here on the outside of the tackle, and then you have a fill second-level defender. So you got 3 guys down here from the bottom side of the numbers to the sideline. Austin Eckler, no chance. That was the second possession. 3 plays, 9 yards, punt. Third possession, 1 play, interception. Devin Lloyd. Video's a little choppy here. I'm not sure why. I love how physical the Jags are. This is a corner who's rolled up playing like cover 2. Watch him jam this number 1 receiver in. Pretty much knock him down. I think he actually tripped him. And then the running back is going to sit right here. Herbert hits him. Ball kind of pops out. Corner also dislodges it a little bit, or would have dislodged it. Popped right into Devin Lloyd's hands. Could have been a pick 6 if Devin Lloyd's able to stay on his feet. Forgive me for the video being a little choppy there. I'm not sure why it is. But Herbert's getting through the reads quick. Again, throwing underneath. Off screen to our left, you've got one receiver running up the seam and another guy running to the sideline for whatever reason. Against this cover 2, Herbert doesn't think it's there. So he goes down to the running back, dropped. And then the corner collisions him. The corner made contact with the football as well. So third possession, interception. Unfortunately, Jacksonville only able to get a field goal out of that. I think it put them up 6-0. Fourth possession for the Chargers at home, down 6-0. Ends in a strip sack on a 3rd and long. Just shocking to me that they come out at home with this level of execution on offense and inability to block people, turn the football over. I'm certainly not an anti-Chargers guy. I mean, I am a Ravens fan. I will say that up front. But, there's enough talent on this football team when they're all healthy to be able to go out there and make plays and win games. And I still think there was enough talent left on the field for them to be able to play better than they did against the Jags here. Herbert getting, basically sat on by a D tackle, running a stunt. This is cool, a great job by these guys. How unselfish is Trayvon Walker? I'm going to continue to mention that on film. Was obviously coached by great coaches at Georgia. He knows he's not going to get the sack here. He's trying to just collapse this down so the D tackle on the other side can loop around, and it works perfect. In my opinion, Trayvon Walker not only has all the physical tools, skills, explosiveness, power, he is unselfish, and I think that has a big impact on the rest of the defense there in Jacksonville. Some of these guys, I don't really even know their name. I'm trying to watch film every week. And they just fly to the football. I watched the first 5 possessions, like I said, gave you film of the first 4. I think if they played 8 quarters, the Chargers offense probably taps out because they're that physical, the Jags. and they get after you no matter what concept you run. I think you're going to have to run some RPO stuff where you maybe make them wrong no matter what they do. But their pursuit, their athleticism, their size in their front four, and then the pass rush, Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen, even some of the D tackles, Arden Key, talented guy himself. Really impressive group. I enjoy watching them. If you're a Jags fan watching this and you think other Jags fans might enjoy the breakdown, consider sharing it on social media. If you're not a Jags fan and you watch this far, man, you should be jealous because not every team has a Trayvon Walker and a Josh Allen on the other side. Devin Lloyd, I'll have a film study out on him Thursday afternoon. Hopefully, the rookie inside linebacker for the Jags. I think he's got 2 career interceptions already through 3 games, having an impact at the second level there for the Jags. If you haven't subscribed to this channel and you enjoy the content, enjoy the way I try to break down film, please let me know in the comments section, number 1, and then consider subscribing to the channel. And also look to share the video on social media if you want to help this video's exposure and reach get increased.